any of the people that were there at that time?
I really can't.
No. And what made you come at that time? What encouraged you to come? What interested you?
Just meeting everyone, seeing different people.
And you were living in Galley at that time?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was something different to do.
Right.
Because, as you know, there's not an awful lot around Galley Greaves to do.
Right.
Not for young children.
Right.
And so this gave us something else to do. We used to do activities and stuff, and then at the end we used to do singing and eat. And then you get sweets afterwards as well.
Right. Be honest, did you come for the singing or for the sweets?
The sweets, I think.
The sweets, yeah. I'm sure you can sing very well. I know you've got a musical family. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you, if I may, what's it like living in Galley Greaves with a sort of crazy church just round the corner like this?
It's not too bad. It's not as bad as what it used to be.
Right.
When I was growing up, it was quite rough.
Right.
And everyone just used to just walk around the streets, and they're always getting in trouble.
Right.
But now, obviously, when the church opened up the movie mornings, my children came to that, and they'd never met anybody from the church before.
Right.
And so they started coming to that, and they've made loads of new friends from that.
And you came as well, or you come as well to the movie morning?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Do you come to watch the films?
Yeah, we do actually. We quite enjoy it.
What's the best film that you've seen here?
Or that Moana.
Right.
Yeah, we got that, and then my daughter decided she wanted that on DVD.
Okay. And you say the children. You haven't mentioned anything about your husband yet, but I'm sure Lewis is watching, and he wants to know that you hadn't forgotten him.
Definitely not. You can't really forget him.
Right. Yeah, he's a nice guy, Lewis, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I know that you have got a small family.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just tell us something about them, your children, the kids.
Yeah, we've got 4 children.
Right.
3 boys, 1 girl.
Right.
The oldest is 10. That's George. Then we've got Jack, who's 8. Lily's 5, and then baby Noah, 18 months.
Yeah.
Quite a handful.
I think Noah is, to me, the easiest one to remember, because I always remember watching him before this COVID trouble started at movie morning. Sort of, I don't know how you would describe it. He's moving around the room, but I think he learned to walk here. I always
Yes,
feel.
he did. Yeah.
The next room, you don't know this maybe if you don't know this building, but the next room is a community room, and that has quite a large floor area.
Yeah.
And this was great for Noah.
Oh, he absolutely loved it.
Yes.
Apart from the stairs, you could never keep him off the stairs.
Right. Sometimes he did miss the chairs as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, great. I think movie morning is great fun. I thought you might come for the peanuts.
We come to talk to everybody, really.
Right.
I think it's different talking to other people, because a lot around here, there's not a lot for children to do.
Right.
So when they put the movie morning on, my oldest, he's got additional needs.
Right.
And so when they put the movie morning on, it was his way of making new friends.
Right.
And he did actually meet a lot of new friends.
So you're giving really a very high recommendation to the movie morning for people who live in Galley and for their kids. And if we get 100 kids coming with their parents, what we're going to do? Have to expand the building, wouldn't we?
We need a bigger room.
We need a bigger room.
Yeah, more beanbags.
Yeah, the beanbags. Yes, you haven't mentioned them. They're great fun, aren't you? I think the beanbags are there for the adults, really.
I think they are.
Yes.
They're quite comfy to sit on.
Right. Okay. So George is your eldest, and he's 10?
He is, yeah.
And your second son is?
He's 8, Jack, and he's 8.
And what's Jack's speciality?
Jack just likes singing,
Likes
we know him from the talent show.
Right.
When we come to the talent show, Jack volunteered to actually stand up in front of everyone and sing.
And this is the talent show here in the church?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Right.
And we come, and they really enjoyed it.
Right.
And I was just dead proud. He actually stood up and sung in front of everyone.
He did really well. Everyone was really
He was very nervous.
Was he nervous?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Right.
He was very nervous, but he loved singing.
Right.
So to do that, and I'm like, oh my, stand up in front of everyone.
So you'd recommend that people come to the church to join in things like that as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
It's something to do for the night time. Like they put on the games nights.
Right.
And all children get together and they all play different games. But then we had Family Fun Day, and that was very busy.
Right.
And they had all the little rides, and I remember one parent actually walked past with his daughter, and his daughter was nagging to go on the ride, so he didn't have a choice but to stay for the Family Fun Day. And it just got busier and busier.
Right. Okay. You have then after Jack, you have I think a 5-year-old daughter,
Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
How does Lily get on with the? Well, it's 3 boys, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
How does?
She tends to be the boss of them all.
Right.
So if the older ones don't get ready for school or anything like that, she goes upstairs and tells them, get ready for school.
Right.
And then with Noah, she's now decided she wants to start dressing him.
All right.
She wants to be second mum.
That'll be a help for you.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Right.
She can be a little diva, though.
Right.
She doesn't get her own way because she's the only girl, so she's pretty spoiled.
Right. What's it been like in the last 3 months with the COVID crisis? It's been really difficult, hasn't it, for families? Have you found that as well?
Yeah, it has been, yeah, because I kept my children at home. But because I'm a key worker, they did say I can send them to school.
Right.
But I said no because my oldest is asthmatic.
Right.
So it put my mind at ease knowing he's not going to bring that home from school.
Right.
And so, but teaching him at home, obviously his dad's done most of that.
Right. You've got the kid's dad good under control, haven't you? I think you're running a good system there. Is that fair?
I think it is, because when he stays at home, he agreed to stay at home so I could go to work.
Right.
And so I go to work, and then when I come home, I take some of the pressure off him.
Right.
So I don't stop when I come home.
Right.
I still do all the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. Everything doesn't stop just because I've gone to work. So you just tend to carry on.
Do you feel you're doing 2 jobs?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Some days when all the children are in bed, you sit down, you're like, oh, I'm so tired.
Right. Maybe I don't think anybody who's listening or watching, or most people will not know what you do, where you work, when you're not working at home, I mean.
Yeah.
What can you let us in on the secret?
I work for the NHS.
Right.
It's a patient services assistant, and we do portering and domestics. So we basically go around cleaning the wards, but then anybody that needs going down for a scan, we're the ones that take them down. And we take them down for a scan, then bring them back to the ward.
Right.
So that can be very busy, 8 hours on your feet all day.
And you walk to work and walk back?
No, well, I get a lift in the morning,
Right.
but I'm currently learning to drive.
Okay.
So hopefully,
All right. The streets
hopefully
will be
next couple
safer
of
very
months.
soon.
Hopefully next couple of months I'll have my own car.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so. I'm sure you will be a success with your tests.
Oh, I really hope so.
Yes. And you're working at Royal Blackburn?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in the last 3 months I've not been able to get into the hospital for obvious
No.
reasons. They only said the only chance I'd get to go in there if someone was about to die, and then
Yeah.
I would be allowed to visit them. So I'm very glad that I haven't been able to go there.
Yeah.
What's it been like in this situation working there with sort of stress levels and pressure and worry? Were you very worried yourself that you would pick this up?
I was, yeah, going to work every morning. It's like we got told we wasn't allowed to go in our uniforms. We had to take our uniforms with us and get changed there.
Yes.
And then we have a wash and get changed before we come home. But my worries was we're bringing that virus home with me.
Yes.
Because obviously I've got 4 children at home and my partner, and I really didn't want to bring that home.
Right.
Because I've seen a lot what it does to families, and so it wasn't very nice.
If there have been days when you've finished work at the hospital and been on your way home, or times in the night when you've been woken up and thinking, that was really awful, why did that happen to them?
Yeah, you do have days where you think, yeah, it's quite upsetting.
Yes.
But you just got to, when you go home, because your children are there, and you just hug your children.
Right.
And it seems to make it a little bit easier. But you do feel sorry for the families who it has affected.
Yes.
Because it's really not nice.
Right.
And where all this 2 metres and social distancing, I think it was really good idea.
Right.
And then they put all this masks in place.
Did you feel protected when you were in the hospital?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they shut off certain wards for the virus, and
Right.
they brought in, so they've got signs everywhere now saying 2 metres, and everyone has to walk on the left. We have to wear masks all day. The only time you take it off is to get a drink or something to eat.
There's been a lot of talk about people who have to wear masks all day and they're not used to it, and what happens to their face and what they look like afterwards when they finish the work of the day. Do you have any experience of that?
Yeah, it makes your face really dry.
Right.
And it makes you really dehydrated. I know the first day when the mask came in all day, and I came home with actually a really bad headache that day.
Yes.
because you've got it on all the time, and I say it's not really good breathing in your own air.
Right.
But you have to do it to protect everybody else.
Yes.
But it does make your face really, really dry.
Right.
I know it like chaps your lips and everything.
Yes.
But you have certain masks that you go into rooms, and they're like fitted masks.
Yes.
And when you put them on with the goggles, it like on the sides of your face,
Yes.
it jabs on your face.
Yes.
And so when you take them off, you have lines all over your face.
Yes.
But they are not very nice to wear. Hopefully not for much longer.
And could you sleep during this time? Are you still able to sleep in the night when you're not working? Or do you get woken up with kind of trauma feeling? Oh, what's going on now? As if you're in the hospital and someone's dying or whatever. Do you are you able to sleep properly, or do you get nightmares?
I think sometimes like you don't sleep very well. I know on a Sunday, a lot of us that I work with have said they can't sleep on a Sunday because they know they've got to get up for work the next day.
Right.
But when you go there and you see all these families that have actually suffered with it and people that are on the end of life, it is upsetting. But you got to try and switch yourself off.
Right.
And you go in, talk to them, but you've just got to think, hang on, this is not my family. But you've still got to care for them. But
it's probably the question
it's a tricky one.
You'd expect from me, but when you see these people who are suffering and suffering and suffering, and people dying and families losing loved ones, do you ever think, well, what is my life? Do you have that kind of
Yeah,
thought?
you do think. You always put yourself in a position, what would it be like, well, what if it was your family in that situation?
Right.
And it is heartbreaking.
Right.
Because obviously there is a lot of families and a lot of elderly people that was there. I did see a couple, and it was actually husband and wife, and they was both in the same ward,
Yeah.
and we had to take them to another ward because they both had it.
Yeah.
But that was really upsetting. That.
Yes. And what about your children and our lovely Lewis? When you came home, how did it? Were they sort of asking you questions of what it was like in the hospital, or were the children not really aware what you were involved in?
The children aren't aware of what I do up there. They're aware of little bits, but not of the virus.
Right.
We tend to try and not tell them anything about it because
Right.
they don't need to worry about that. They're only little, so.
Right.
But every night Lewis says to me, "How was your day at work?"
Yes. And I was wondering, with this period of time, the schools were closed.
Yeah.
And obviously they knew the world was in a completely different situation. If they put television on or look on the smartphone or laptop or whatever they're looking at, they would very much be informed. What did you think, or should they be able to watch that, or should they be allowed to watch that, or what are you thinking about that, or was that a concern for you at all?
It is a concern when you put the telly on, it's all over the news.
Yeah.
So we tend to not watch the news when
Right.
they're up. We watch it later on when
Right.
they're all in bed.
Right.
But obviously the internet and stuff like that, it's all over there. You
Right.
can't really miss that.
Right.
My two older ones, they know about the virus.
Right.
My daughter knows a little bit because before the lockdown came on, we went to the park.
Right.
And I said to her, "Don't put your fingers in your mouth. We're going to wash your hands when we get home."
Yes.
And she said, "Yeah, I don't want corona."
Right.
And I went, "Why?" She said, "I don't want to get poorly."
Yeah.
And she's only 5.
Yes.
So to hear her say that was very upsetting.
Yes.
'Cause it's not something she should be worrying about. She's only 5.
Right. Okay. This is kind of a serious subject to talk about, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might I just change the subject a little? Would that be okay?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
If we go out of the building now, or when you go home, which is really not very far, how long does it take you to walk there? 3 minutes?
Yeah.
You're about 3 minutes from here away on foot, so you don't need a car, which is really great. If you go outside now, as we do, we see that it looks rather different at the moment, and there's going to be some new housing development
Yeah.
in front of the church and in front of your castle or your house.
Oh, yeah.
What do you feel about that? What might that do?
Oof, as long as we get nice neighbours.
Right.
As long as we get nice neighbours, I'm not too fussy.
Right.
If it's a nice house, I might want one.
You might like to
Yeah,
buy one of
I
them.
might want one of them.
Right. Does Lewis know about this already, or has Jack got
He
it
does
organised
now.
for you? He does now. And so we're not paying enough for the interview that you can put a deposit down on one of those houses. I'm sure you're aware of that. And some of the people in our church have also thought that might be a nice place to live, or for some people to live.
Yeah.
Yes. But there are going to be
it
all
is,
kinds
yeah.
of different houses and apartments, flats.
I think they're just all mainly houses.
Right.
From the leaflet we got, it was all houses. I think it's mainly buying them. I think that's what they're trying to aim for.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But hopefully it might bring more people into church for movie mornings.
It's very nice of you to say that. Yeah. We're very, very grateful that you come, and we have a great time with your kids.
Yeah.
And with Lewis and yourself.
Even though they do make a mess with
They do
popcorn.
make a mess. Now there is one little secret which I really shouldn't tell anybody, but if you're watching and listening now, well, she hasn't got a chance. If she walks away, I'll still tell you. So it was 2 days ago, and Lewis, your husband, your partner,
Yeah.
had his birthday, and this week on Wednesday, I think. Just make sure you get the text sent out on the right day. And so I won't tell you her family name, but you'll find it out, won't you? Naomi is going to be 1 year older.
Yeah.
It doesn't go down anymore, does it? She's 1 year older on Wednesday. So if you want to sing now at home, we won't hear it, but she will really appreciate that you've done it, won't you?
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, so that's really great. We haven't got a great deal of time, but is there anything else that you would like to say to us or share with us, just to explain?
It's just thanking everyone for bringing like different activities and stuff for the church.
Right,
It's for all the children, because around here, children just get up to know God.
right,
And well, mine included. And so having the church open and different activities, I think it gives them something else to do,
right.
rather than go out and just get themselves into a trouble.
Thank you very much, Naomi, and thank you very much for coming today.
Yep.
And for being prepared to be interviewed. That's really kind of you. We really appreciate it. And I'd just like to say to those of you watching at home and listening at home, we've come to the end of our Galligrees Live for today with Naomi. We are expecting to be online again, live streaming next Saturday at the same time. Just follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, look at our homepage, and contact us in any way you would like to. Thank you for watching.